Welcome to part 2 of our Northeast Expedition series. In the last episode, we discovered that we had a CV axle in need of replacement. This week, we're taking care of that and getting back on track, albeit with another setback or two. Starting off day 4, our primary goal was to get our CV axle replaced. After breakfast and camp breakdown, we set out for Vermont. Alright guys, we are in this pretty quaint little town of St. Albans, Vermont. Trying to get the truck fixed. Getting it repaired. We got it at a local Toyota dealership. Our friend Ryan at Mike Johnson's Adventure Outfitters in Hickory, North Carolina. Ryan went out of his way to call this dealership and to talk to their service manager, helped us deal with this dealership. And so now we're killing some time walking around in Vermont. It's kind of weird not having my truck. I feel like homeless in a way. But yeah, so the good news though is that everything's getting taken care of and we'll be back on the road. We missed one activity today, but we're still gonna make camp at a decent time. And then tomorrow we start the Trans-New Hampshire Overland adventure route. Let's go. You can be happy. You don't gotta be. If I go stand next to it, bud.
What's up, guys? So here we are in Vermont. I don't even know what day this is. Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. This is our 4th night. Today was certainly not planned. We spent most of the day in this adorable little town, which was great. We had a great time. The reason we were there was not so ideal. Of course, so we've already told you about the truck being in the shop. But that's okay, we made the best of it. And then we actually booked this site. It's in a state park. We wanted an opportunity for a hot shower kind of in the middle of our long trip, just to kind of refresh and get everyone back to, starting place, which is always needed. But I just wanted to come to you guys tonight. Usually it's Jesse that does this. He's kind of frustrated, and I completely get it. It certainly wasn't the best day of my life either. We got to camp and then realized there's a huge gash in our sidewall. We haven't been off-road at all. We haven't done anything off-road. We've been on pavement and very well-maintained gravel roads. So we have no idea how that happened. But that's okay because it's kind of what it is, right? Like you go out and things happen and you adapt and you figure it out and you keep it moving. So I'm going to get Mr. Maxie out of his mood, and we're gonna make the best out of this. I'm making spaghetti because no one can be down and eat spaghetti. So we'll touch base in a little bit. Oh yeah, that's a lot of bubbles.
So, chalk up another great day on this route. I have to assume somewhere in our last camp there was something in the road that put a nasty cut here in our sidewall. Look at that. So a full-size spare is still in the works because we don't have a swing out. So this leaves us in a bit of a spot. We're losing air pretty quickly. We just crossed into New Hampshire and we are headed towards a tire shop that a friend of ours back home, Ryan, again saving the day. Their reviews say that they are more likely to fix tires that other people won't. So we're gonna see if we can. They're not gonna plug this because it's in the sidewall, but maybe they'll put a tube in here or something, just enough, you know, to keep us from having a blowout on the way home. Here we go. All right, so we're here at Northern Tire in New Hampshire. We just crossed over into the border, and luckily they're gonna fix our sidewall cut here. They offer a couple of different options. They do a vulcanized repair where they grind it out and put a patch over it. They melt in new rubber. Unfortunately, that takes all day because it has to cure, and we don't have time for that. So they're gonna clean it up. They're gonna put a patch over it and send us on our way. Should be good enough to get us through the rest of the trip. Let's fingers crossed. So one thing that's nice with this route that we're on right now.
Yeah, there's a Shell station. We're stopping there.
Trans New Hampshire Overland Adventure route. There might be a counter at this point for how many times I've said this wrong. We'll see. But the group that put it together, Explore New Hampshire, one thing that's really neat that they've done is they've got waypoints in the extra waypoint folder that include gas, groceries, food, so you can plan ahead. Like, oh, we're low on groceries, or we've got this many days packed already. When will we have an opportunity to restock? You can scan your map, look at the waypoints, and plan ahead. This is not one of those stops. This is just gas and firewood. But we're on it now. Finally, we're patched up, we're on the trail, and we're hoping spirits rise.
inside of a cloud.
Inside of a cloud?
And look on the window. Thank you. Best day ever. I'd rather go inside of it than just stand there waiting on it.
Everybody's cold. It's windy and pretty wet up here on this little mountain that we're on. But I'll tell you, we've had a lot of problems today. Really, all week has just been rife with problems. I want the problems always. But this foggy mountaintop at 6,200 feet makes up for it for me. This is amazing. I love this. For any of our viewers that are watching, if you've got some tips for how to adventure and have great hair, Daisy's listening. Let me see, babe. Turn around. Let me see these hairs. This wet ones. One of those trolleys. Daisy says she won't ride down the mountain in a train.
No!
Tristan wants to. I'm up here like, well, how's the truck getting down the mountain? As we settled into camp at the end of our 5th day, we took a few minutes to relax and go over the details for the remainder of our trip. When we set out for an outing like this, I will often include more stops or activities than I think we can actually accomplish. It's always better to have more stops than not enough, especially when traveling with kids. Tonight's camp is another from Hip Camp. This was a great open site with some activities for the kids as well as a river access for the warmer months. That said, as evening approached, so did a bit of rain. So we spent the evening under the canopy playing charades.
woes. Let's catch it down.
Well, she can. So they use this rock here to find out what the weather is. It predicts the weather. So you see, if this rock is wet, it means it's raining. If it's warm, then it's probably sunny. If it's a white, is it white right now?
No.
Okay, if it's white, then it's snowing. And if it's moving by itself, then it's really windy.
Well, it does feel.
B said like anybody can do it, but it's preferably for the more adventurous and agile. This is super cool. I feel like I'm in the Ewoks village.
Old man. Bad guy. Oh, that could be a cool shot. Like us here.
All right, so we are.
Opening to this point of interest. To enter, duck under the large boulder, step aside. You'll find yourself standing in the remains of a large pothole, formed thousands of years ago by the fast-moving water, sand, and rock. Looking at the back of the pothole, notice the long, coarse, grained strip of pegmatites, the highlighted area in the photo here. To exit, duck down and go out through the same opening you entered. So this is not a through point, this is just a hop in and do the thing.
This was a hold on the snake. Dad, at first I thought this was a big, huge snake.
That is a big one.
Well, it looks like a big, huge snake.
And there's the stone that it was
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about.
That kind of scared me. Like, what if it just falls and then just
And this hole was just
attacks?
created. Walk up a short ladder and out the other side. While inside, note the deep pool of water below and to the left.
Oh, are we doing it? Yeah, keep going. Yeah, that's good. Oh, that is dark.
Now, crackle pop.
That's dark.
Not that dark.
Oh, no.
Oh gosh,
What?
this is not made for big boys.
Oh. Can we hurry? Can we hurry?
It's not that scary, Kristen.
Oh, you're
And Mom, I guess. I bet what happened here.
It looks kind of like when we're in the caverns. When it's usually blocked off.
Let's stay here.
This looks like that one that's usually blocked off. Kind of. That's like skinny. Ah! everybody on the rock. Like this.
Where do they come out of? They should just provide you with popcorn.
Glad to hear it.
I'm sorry you guys didn't get to see that. Should have brought a GoPro with us instead. Because I had to squeeze all this through a tiny little cave. Literally crawling on my belly. Whew. I'm very graceful.
That was really cool. I've never climbed through caves. I always want to go gallivanting in the forest. There's actually a time in Virginia where I stopped the whole group because I thought I'd seen a cave.
What was it?
Don't worry about it. But
Just some rocks.
I'm so excited. But anyway, so I finally got some caves, Casey. These were real. And we had a great time. That's awesome. This might actually be my favorite thing so far.
What's the name of this place?
Hungry Bear.
Why would we stop here?
Because I was a hungry bear.
It turns out southern New Hampshire has tons of trails that are open to the public that double as snowmobile roads in the winter. Normally, this would be our favorite part of the trip, but being unable to air down our tires due to the patch in our sidewall made this far from enjoyable. We'll have to make it back up here with the rest of our group to truly take advantage of these.
You do not want a video.
Oh, I'm videoing. It's been a long day. What are we doing? Overland life.
I'm making gourmet. It's dinner. Okay. Seen this on, who are the rich ones?
Expedition Overland?
Thank you, that one. Those guys, they had this on one of their trips.
So, pretty much the same. We're pretty much the same.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
Guys, let's talk about today. Today was a long day. Just tons of road miles. We did all of day 2 of the Trans New Hampshire Overland adventure route. And our camp was farther into day 3's route than I realized. So we did a good portion of the off-road stuff for day 3. but we're going to end up chopping a bit of that out. A bit of the beginning of day 3, chop out and pick up back on the road because of aforementioned tire issues. But now let's get to the real problem here. I've mentioned before that we did a lot of hip camp on this trip. The idea being we don't have to hunt for primitive spots. We can get that sort of primitive experience without having to hunt for sites or finding out that the one you wanted is taken. But what I've learned is that hip camp is sort of hit and miss. Hit and miss camp, maybe, is what it should be called. This one, guys, is a miss.
Well, I mean, you could probably see.
What you see behind me?
This grass
It's a farm.
here. Let's use a Driston for size.
Yeah, Driston for scale.
Okay, this grass is to here.
And this is the
And that's
shorter grass.
everywhere.
This is the shorter grass. So this was supposed to be a farm, which is fine. I don't mind camping. There are plenty of well-manicured cow pastures that I've seen. This is not one of them. We were asked not to drive through the field, but they were like, camp wherever you want. But it's like, there's the only place that doesn't have chest-high grass is in the middle of an intersection for driving your tractors. So just not great. I'm not naming names, all right? I didn't say the name of this farm hip campsite that is in western New Hampshire. That would be up to the viewers to find. Thanks for watching and following along on our adventures. If you like what we're doing, the best way to show that is by subscribing and clicking that little bell. In the third and final installment of our Northeast Expedition series, we make our way to the end of the Trans-New Hampshire Overland Adventure route and make a detour to check off a bucket list item for me.